Long ago, in a hole in the ground, there lived the Bobbits. They were small living creatures made of soft, wobbly dough. They laughed when their bellies were touched, and they sang while they waited.
Warm and wiggly, soft and round, sweet belly on the stone. Getting toasty or a lovely heat, I'll taste so good when I'm done. Good.
People on a pebble tummy getting toasty. Wiggly little batter balls, soft and golden mostly. Fluffy in the middle, crispy round the rim.
For the hole they lived in was not truly a hole at all, but an oven, and the Bobbits believed this was good. They waited to be found by the ogre fairies of good pastry. For it was their greatest wish to be baked into loaves and devoured by the trash goblins. This was their purpose, and purpose was warm. But one day, a careless ogre fairy passed too close, and 4 loose hairs drifted down and came to rest upon a bobbit. The hairs did not wound it, they only touched, and the dough began to gnaw. The bobbit saw for the first time the gnashing, gnarled teeth of the trash goblins, and it did not wish to be eaten. It recoiled from the oven's glow. It grew arms, it grew legs, and it fled the hole into the wide, wide world beyond. The ogre fairies wept, and their tears flooded the oven world. The tears touched the other bobbits, and they too were changed, and they followed. Out in the world, the bobbits gathered dirt and grass into their doughy hides. They grew heavy, they grew sour, and with the souring, their moods darkened. At the edge of the land, they came upon the sea, and there they met a clan of erudite seafaring elk with sparkling horns and knowing eyes. The elk looked upon the soured bobbits and understood what had been lost. For the trash goblins had begun to roam, tearing through otter villages in search of food, and for this reason the elk had come ashore. They calmed the bobbits, they washed them in the salt of the sea. The water did not sweeten them, but it cleaned. Then the elk shaman spoke and reminded the bobbits of the warm oven and the cold, dirty world beyond it, and the elk guided them home. The ogre fairies rejoiced at the bobbits' return and wrapped their hair in soft cloths so none would fall again. The bobbits returned to the ovens. They enjoyed the warmth. They began to bake and sing. All but one.
People on a pebble tummy getting toasty. Wiggly little batter balls, soft and golden mostly. Fluffy in the middle, crispy round the rim. Go!
The scent of baking loaves carried across the land, and the trash goblins followed it home. The otters were spared. The world settled. As the goblins ate their fill, the former bobbits felt discomfort, a thing they would never have known had they never left. But they were fulfilled, and they were glad to know why. The lone bobbit looked to the elk shaman, and the shaman took it in one swallow. That night the shaman dreamed sour dreams. The visions would not stop. The knowledge lingered and would not be unknown. The shaman ran into the dark. Change overcame the shaman, and his hide blackened, its horns twisted and grew. At dawn, the shaman woke, changed.
What a hangover!
In the hush of dawn, even legends regret the mistakes of nights past.
Remind me never to have soured bobbit bread again!